hypnotherapy might reveal to us, the collective, and to what effect it might have on Trump's presidency, um, and what reactions Trump is likely to have as a result of Mcgahn giving his testimony. So before we begin, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. And become a Patreon member. Support the channel. Thank you to shout out to all my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for keeping the channel going. And to all those of you who have donated to the channel. If you'd like to donate and support the channel, there is a button on the home page. And your help is much appreciated. Thank you. Also check out my love attraction candles if you guys are interested in drawing and attracting love into your life or improving matters between you and your lover or your mate. I have some wonderful candles that can assist you, and there will be a link in the description box to take a look at my little infomercial. And also you'll be able to see a link once I edit this video after at the end of this video. Okay, so please check it out and give it a try and let everybody know how it's working. Hey, Annie G. Hey, Liz Connor. Hey, all the way from Ireland. I love Ireland. I've always wanted to go there. I think it's something in my um, past life, some sort of past life connection. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. But yeah, so I asked the card. Will Dawn again. Guys, they're very, very, very brief. They're inexpensive. They're $20. You can get a yes or no answer to your question along with an advice card as to why you got that yes or why you got that no. Um, so they're wonderful readings, little short readings, but don't discount their impact just because they're inexpensive and just because they're very short. I hope Ramirez. Yes or no questions have created and destroyed empires. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can email me. I'll put a link in the email so that you can pay for your reading and book your time, and I'll email you back. Make sure that you include your email address where I can reach you in your PayPal memo when you make your payment for a yes or no reading, as well as your question. And make sure it's a yes or no question, okay? And I'll email you back within 24 hours to book your time. And all readings will be emailed. They will not be video recorded, okay? They will not be live. So if you want to check that out, offering that right now, please do so. Again, all of this will be in the description box once I finish this reading and get a chance to edit it. So will Mcgahn testify? Yes, I feel he will speak. Today I'm using the new deck. I'm using the Akashic Tarot as my main key cards. And I'm using well, I don't have the box. I'm using the Egyptian Tarot to clarify. These are Sibyllas, but they have an Egyptian theme. All right. Are we all seem to be I hope that I hope that you guys can hear me. I seem to be stopping and reconnecting a lot. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. All right. So we start off with the Archangel Gabriel. The Archangel Gabriel is reversed, and I feel that this is Mcgahn. And the angel Gabriel has a message to share to the world, right? Big message. But because this card is reversed, this tells me that there are delays, impediments, and blockages. But the power and the worthiness of this angel tells me that he will come through. He will manifest and deliver his message. Archangel Gabriel upright shares good news, but he came out in reverse. So I feel that the news that Mcgahn will share will be quite disturbing. I don't feel it's a message that we're going to get from him, at least not about Trump. Okay. So to clarify what he will be sharing. Okay, and how I've kind of like layered this reading is there's another layer down here. When I get to it, I'll pull down. Is that this is Mcgahn in Congress? They're likely actions or reactions, past, present, future. This is like the collective, us, us people, all of you guys listening right here, right now. And I feel this is Trump's line, how he's likely to act or react, past, present, future. Let me just get a sip of coffee, excuse me. And let me show you the card that is clarifying this Archangel Gabriel. We have the sick man, but he is reversed. So this card refers to halts and delays as well. Impediments, blocks, and obstruction. Obstruction of what is healthy, what is in motion, what is natural, and what is proper. So there was a request, there was a command to halt or to put a stop to or to end the process that Trump felt was the cause of his sickness, which was Mueller. And he wanted to root out the cause of his malady. And he directed, ordered Mcgahn to do that. So basically what we're learning is this is what the collective will learn from Mcgahn's testimony. So we're just going to hear the backstory. We're going to hear everything we've already heard before. Um, and that's what we're going to hear. He's going to confirm that, yes, Trump did command him to root out Mueller. Um, Trump had command. He sent the message to McGahn to put a halt to all that. To put a halt to all that. And there was a refusal by McGahn. Can you guys see? Should I move up a little bit? There we go. There was a refusal by McGahn. He saw himself worthy, right? Thank you, thank you. He saw himself worthy. I'm sorry, I was just answering someone's little chat. Thank you guys. You're so supportive. Make sure to spread my videos to your friends. You help me to grow this channel. It seems like I've been halted. I wonder what's going on, but there's like not a lot of growth, it seems. But I'd like to. I feel like I've been called to spread these messages, so I'd like for as many people as possible to hear it. So help me out with that. Okay. So McGahn saw himself as worthy, and he had the power. He had the power, the keen insight, the understanding, and the wherewithal to actually back away from Trump and to withdraw from executing those orders. Hi, Intuitive. Hey, Unique Tarot. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, Jizz Mom. That's my girl. Um, it's throwing me off my reading though. So I feel like this was McGahn, his voluntary withdrawal. A voluntary withdrawal is what this card means. So this was his resignation in the past. So what I feel we will learn from McGahn's testimony is that he felt that the spirit and the nature of Trump's request was sinful. And I'm referring to the ideology of the card right now when I use the word sinful, just because it's an angel. What I'm really trying to say is he felt that Trump's request was a crime, was an inappropriate action and unlawful. He felt it was from the lower passions and from dark motives. And it was dark and wrong of Trump to have requested it of him. Basically, he felt like it was some sick shit. And that's what we have. We actually have heard that he said that Trump wanted him to do some sick shit. And this is a sick man here. I feel like McGahn did not want to be involved. He didn't want to sully his reputation with such a crime, and thus he held back. I don't feel he fully expressed publicly or verbally that what he truly felt about Trump and Trump's motives, about it being so wrong, about it being of a lower nature, immoral in a sense. He didn't really say that, and it was what really was his responsibility to do that. Um, but he didn't come through with that because they're all a bunch of self-serving, greedy people, and McGahn is, you know, just like the rest of them. It was his first interest to protect himself and his own self-interest to save his reputation. Um, and like I said, he felt it was a sick request, some sick shit, and I guess that's when he left. Um, he wants to continue working, to be able to work as a lawyer, to continue to be able to work in Washington, to maintain his status. He didn't want anything to ruin that. And that was where his power came from that motivation. I feel Trump's response is like a past line, but it's also like recent past, so it could be stuff that just happened well as in the past, okay? Is Trump's response is that I feel that there was a request. This is the gift of precious stones. If you were looking at traditional Lavera Sibilla, this is the gift of precious stones card in reverse. And I feel that there was a request for Gann to say certain things by Trump or by Trump's team. Things that they wanted him to say to back up. And I feel that McGahn had choice and decision. Hi, F.A. Valentine. Anybody calling me beautiful gets a shout out. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. So McGahn had a choice. The power of decision was in his hands. Um, but again, like I said, his nature, although status oriented, wealth oriented, power oriented, is still a little bit wiser and smarter than Trump's, you know, and he knows the law. And he wanted his first inclination was to protect himself. Mm. So, like I said, I think that there were promises made, possibly even bribes. We have the gift of precious stones in the layout as well as the falsita card. And when these two cards are together, there's bribery afoot. And this clarifies Trump's actions. So I know that there was some sort of gift or something offered to McGahn, something to please back me up, back us up type of energy is what I'm getting. I can make your problems disappear if you make my problems disappear. I'll make your problems disappear. So give me my solution and everything will be okay in the end. I'll make sure nothing happens to you because you my dog. So that's what I feel like that's what Trump told him. And this may be something that McGahn reveals to us, maybe not. This could be just what the cards are revealing to us about it. But I do feel like this did happen in the past. This took place in some shape or form. An attempt to persuade McGahn to say what Trump wanted him to say, to back up him and his other dark walker or white walker minion people, and they're the ones who have chosen to lie. So it could have been a gift of financial help, or a status of upliftment, a gift of power, or a placement. Um, and there may also have been subtle threats of ruin as well, financial ruin. So I feel like this card is saying that Trump is attempting, even now, to obstruct McGahn's testimony through bribery and through threats. They may not be direct out in your face threats. They may be subtle, perhaps regards to his pension or through some other type of ruin, status ruin, reputational ruin. Um, so I feel like this is something Trump did in the past and that it's something that he's doing right now. Some of the obstacles, impediments, and blocks that Trump is able to throw up will be successful, the cards say. So there's some stuff that perhaps McGahn may not reveal to us. Or maybe that means that there's some questions that he won't be allowed to control that. That's possible. But it also says that some of the obstacles will not be successful. So in that, I do feel like McGahn does speak. This card is telling me that McGahn and Trump are not on the same page. They are not, they're not buddies. They're not working together. Sometime oh, you're talking to someone else. I'm sorry. I'll just focus on my reading, not what you guys are saying. Um, McGahn and Trump are not on the same page. He's not in agreement with Trump. He's not in agreement to take this bribe, I feel, or to let these threats, motivate him to act on Trump's side. I mean, it's already done. He's already testified. If he goes back now, he would perjure himself. And Trump and McGahn knows that any promises of protection, this could be like dangling of a pardon type of energy as well. Any promise of protection on Trump's end, McGahn knows it has little value. It's not really worth the paper it's printed on. And I guess I've made that point that McGahn, sees right through Trump's bullshit and all of his team's bullshit. And basically, he's just going to stick with what's right because I guess he feels like they're incompetent to pull it off in the end. Yeah, I tell you, I was too. But, I did a reading on Rosenstein Deuce Mom. And, I've been telling other people that it's hard to know who or what to trust. There's so much dubiousness in the readings and people double crossing, double crossing. And I did see something fishy in Rosenstein's actions. But I don't want to give him the credit because he's lost my faith. At the same time, I don't know if he's playing a game. It's my hope that he is, but I can't be objective enough because I'm too emotional about it to know exactly where he's at. But I do see some fishiness there, and it's my hope that he was playing the friend in order to keep us informed. But I'm not going to go on record giving him that kind of credit. For me personally, Rosenstein is just another rat. But we'll see. We'll see. Back to McGahn. So this card is telling me that Trump wanted to use McGahn's talents for evil purposes, for scheming purposes, but McGahn has severely let him down. Um, And Trump now sees McGahn as an underachiever or a shady person. And that may be how he tries to tarnish his reputation by calling him, if McGahn speaks, and I feel he will, calling him an underachiever, a shady person. He will try to tarnish his testimony. Any testimony that he has that is unfavorable to Trump, he will tarnish, or he will try to, attempt to. But McGahn is not allowing Trump's threats to influence him. And he feels like Trump is losing power. Okay, that's the sense that I'm getting from these cards. At least power over him. He did. Yeah, he's not as threatened by Trump as other people are. So I do feel like Trump wanted him to just make this go away. McGahn refused to do that. He saw through it. He saw that it was wrong, and he didn't want to be sullied with it. This waterfall card here, let me just move the camera a little bit so lower so you can see the cards. Oops. So, this waterfall card is reversed. Is it? Yeah. It's a beautiful waterfall. Again, referring to the collective, we have the King of Scrolls here, which would be the King of Wands in traditional tarot. He's reversed. This refers to Mcgahn or the Congress, um, going forward, like in the near future coming up. And this is Trump. He's got the Seven of Keys, which I believe would be the Seven of Pentacles if it were traditional tarot. But this Akashic Tarot reads a little bit different than traditional tarot. The meanings in the books are slightly altered, so I'm using these meanings in this reading. Okay, so the waterfall. This waterfall reflects what the collective is going to learn from Mcgahn's testimony. And I feel like I already told you the whole backstory. He's going to be clarifying what he's already said. The King of Scrolls here refers to how Mcgahn's testimony will have an effect on Trump's presidency. So I feel based on this is telling us how Congress is likely to react. Um, and as I look at this card, this is the King of Wands reversed. This below it is the King of Hearts upright. They're both presidential cards. Can you see? A little bit lower. They're both presidential cards, um, or presidential signifiers, but one is reversed and one is upright. Um, so it could be that a former president or a president, current president, may express some feelings about Trump or towards Trump. It could even be a foreign president because the swords represents a foreigner, a dubious, wicked foreigner, president, foreign president. So King of Hearts, he's a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be a Scorpio, but I'm feeling like this is definitely referring to Putin, and also could also be referring to a former American president um, as well. He's a black cat, so this might be Obama. All right. Interesting. So a president, maybe two different presidents, is going to be expressing their feelings towards Trump or about Trump, right? Towards Congress or about Congress. Huh. And the Seven of Keys represents how Trump will act or react once Mcgahn does speak, which I said was to tarnish Mcgahn's reputation, to sully his work, to try to take his precious gifts away from him, the things that he earned, perhaps his legacy, his reputation, or his pension or position, something like that. But back to the waterfall, I feel like this is a universal message to the collective from Spirit. Okay, so it's kind of like channeling a message here. Spirit wants you to know, collective, that we know that you're going through an emotional time. We know that your emotions are up and down right now, and that you are being manipulated, that you are being fatigued by a constant, choppy ebb and flow, and that you're falling into a depressed malaise, a type of malaise, the illusions and the false realities and the lies. Nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing is clear. And you can't believe anything that you see or hear. And Spirit wants you to know that it's up to you whether or not you allow your emotions to be dictated by the actions of another or others. You are being manipulated, and this manipulation causes your individual power, thus your collective power, to be diffused. So, I feel that universe is asking the collective to rise up and take back your power, exercise your power and your right to carve out your own destiny. which is your right as a free American. Stop allowing this chaos and this crazy to continue. Take back your power. Show this government, both sides, Republicans and Democrats, who the real boss is. The real boss is the people. The real boss is the people. And if we do not wake up, we are in danger of losing our freedoms and our clarity permanently. And the Spirit wants you to know that you do have power. There's also a message from Spirit to the Congress. Congress is told to take back their power. Take action. But there's distrust in the action. Because of all the manipulation, Congress knows they're being manipulated into taking this action. So there's distrust in taking this action. Do you guys follow what I'm saying? But Spirit is saying you intuitively already know what the right action is. Trust that. Begin now, sooner rather than later. Process impeachment. I do feel like this is what is wanted as well by a former president and by this foreign president. So there's manipulation to process impeachment. But that is the right thing to do. The indecision is that they know they're being manipulated to do this. And the second guessing begins. But I hope I've made myself clear. I feel Spirit wants Congress to begin impeachment on both Barr and on Trump. And if you can impeach some of these Republicans who are failing to execute their oaths on behalf of America and our democracy, start impeaching them too. But that's just me right now. That's me talking. All right, I'm 28 minutes in. Am I rambling, guys? Are you following what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of zoning out, so I'm not sure if you're still with me. All right, I just... Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. All right, let me just position this board. Okay. Because the universe wants Congress to take action immediately. Um, and I do feel like I said before, there's this manipulation, and I do feel like there's going to be a former president and a current president, maybe perhaps a foreign president like Putin, wanting this impeachment as well. Falsita represents that your rights are being blocked. This cat is blocking the cabinet that's full of the food and the treasure of the household, basically what's going to supply the household. And this cat blocks that from the rightful owner. He's not guarding it. He's making sure he gets his before you get yours, but it's rightfully yours. So that's what this energy is. It blocks your rights. He feels he's entitled to what's yours by right. This president, okay? And the president has layers. This current president and Putin as well. So not only is Spirit saying this, but this former president is also saying, giving this message, it's time for impeachment. I feel like it's going to come out soon. You know, after Mcgahn's testimony, I don't know how far down, but I do feel like eventually a president speaks out and says, you know, it's time to impeach this guy. Huh. There's so much phoniness and selfishness and deceit and self-interest in our politicians. on both sides, really. We need to collectively take back our power and make them accountable, okay, with our votes. But our votes are going to be fucked with by this Putin here, okay? Excuse my language, but that's the plan. That's the plan. I feel like we're going to learn about Trump's cabinet. I'm looking at this cabinet here. That their cabinet is so complicit and two-faced. And that there are some inner power struggles within this cabinet as well. This is what will be revealed through the testimony of Mcgahn, back to, the purpose and the cause of this reading. We may find out how some of his cabinet truly feels about Trump through through Mcgahn's replay or recall. Maybe even the Chief of Staff, John Kelly, or another Chief of Staff. A different, these had a few, right? Um, and plots and schemes. There were plots and schemes around this president. And I feel like there's plots and schemes here in the future with Putin and Trump. There's plots and schemes to go after Obama again. To go after the Obama administration again. Maybe they want to make Obama their target this year, or sorry, in 2020, rather than the Hillary target was in 2016. Now it's the Obama target. So that's what I'm feeling. So they're going to be talking some shit about Obama trying to plot and scheme against them. Wow. Any way they can twist it, guys, but it's always projection. Remember that. Number one, whatever they're projecting, that's what they're doing. Okay, so Mcgahn may give some insight into a meeting or something that is um, illegal regarding what Trump wanted him to do, and I feel like that was to find some dirt on Mueller, or even to find some dirt on Obama. Now I feel like I'm crossing into past and present and future predictions now. I feel like it's all relevant according to time frames, okay? But this is about what he reveals to us. But we're getting some future prediction stuff too. And if you can't find anything, make some shit up, is what they're being told to do in the past and in the present and going forward in the future. If you can't find any dirt, make some shit up. But as far as going back to the past, Mcgahn didn't want to get involved with all that. There were too many dangerous consequences in that, he saw. And he saw that the motives and the motives of the cabinet and of the president were wrong. He felt pressure to misjudge or to misrepresent Mueller, or even could be Obama, but this may be a future prediction down the road that I'm getting. It may have also happened in the past, I'm not sure. He also felt, or may reveal, that he felt that Trump and his cabinet both misjudged and misrepresented their Russian connections and their Russian connections and their connections with Putin, that they misrepresented that they were lying about that. He didn't want to be involved with that either. I feel like Trump told those around him and Mcgahn to lie. And like I said, if you can't find some dirt, just make some shit up and get rid of him. And Mcgahn's going to again reiterate how that was some sick shit. So by following this agenda, this devious ulterior motive or cutting plan to lie, even if necessary, would turn McGahn's life upside down if he followed Trump's dictates. So he took his power back and chose to carve out his own destiny. So I'm feeling like this reading is giving us a lot of McGahn's feelings. I'm not sure if this is actually what will be publicly stated or on the books, but this is the insight that this card reading is giving us into his feelings and to why he did what he did. This King of Scrolls reversed represents the effect McGahn will have on Trump's presidency, the effect McGahn's testimony will have on Trump's presidency going forward. So here we should be able to see some of Congress's actions that may take place as a result. Excuse me, guys, I'm outside, so my allergies are kicking up. Let me take a drink of coffee. Hold on. So I feel like with this King of Wands, based on the meaning in this Akashic Tarot, this means when he's reversed, this King of Scrolls, is that they don't want to be involved. Congress doesn't want to be involved with this man anymore. If this was a relationship reading, this card would tell me to tell you to run for the hills, baby. Get out while the getting is good. The King of Wands reverse is coming. The King of Wands reverse is coming. I feel that this card is telling Congress, you're overthinking this impeachment thing. It's obvious. The manipulation factor involved is obvious. Yes, that is what they want you to do. We all know that there is some sway here. But it's time to take an action. It's time to disengage from this president. It's time to take back your power. Now we know that um, impeachment, most likely at this date and time, the Republicans in the Senate wouldn't vote to remove Trump. But it's still an action that needs to be taken. It's still a power that Congress needs to exercise. This card tells me that this is a man, this is president, who has position, but he's losing his position of influence and power. This is the effect that after the testimony, the effects on Trump's presidency, right? So he'll be losing his position of influence and power. He's losing his ability to inspire and to motivate others to give in to his demands, to have faith in him, to believe in him. So I feel like Trump is going to lose popularity, lose interest, drop in the polls. A lot of people are going to lose faith in him and not trust him anymore. The King of Scrolls reverse is untrustworthy, he's unreliable, and the King of Cups right below him represents the president instability. He represents presidential protection as well. He's a good guy, he's someone you can trust, he's reliable, he's trustworthy. I feel with this card on top of this card, people are going to feel like Trump is ill fitted for this role. You don't wear this suit of clothes well. You are not a fucking pharaoh. And they're going to move to separate themselves from his power and influence as a Congress. And the collective is going to see a separation of his power and influence through the deviousness of Trump and his cabinet, which will be seen much more clearly after Mcgahn's testimony is made. However, I do feel the Congress is reluctant to take action immediately due to their wanting the public to have more clarity, more understanding of why they would seek to impeach. They want the public to understand where they're coming from, what their perspective is. So I feel like this King of Hearts energy is the desire of Congress to bring in the good guy, right? To bring in the big guns, to bring in the power, the man who's got all the answers, to bring in Mullah. It's Mueller time, baby. They want to enlighten the public even before they actually formally announce impeachment proceedings. But I feel Spirit is telling them not to wait. Um, you guys doing business on my channel? Intuitive Souls, you booking readings on my channel. All right, good for you. Good for you. So I feel like Congress is making this formal invitation to Mueller. We already know that they've invited Mueller to speak. I feel there will be tremendous blocking, right? This is about blocking obstruction of the good guy. I did a few cards and I wasn't in my zone, so I didn't post it, but I don't know. I feel like Mueller can't formally speak before Congress until like June or July. I hope that I'm wrong about that. There's a lot of obstruction and blocks and delays. The president doesn't want Congress to enlighten the public. But this president, when he's reversed, does not get success. He's a failure. So, like I said, this card up here, well, you can't see, said that some of his obstruction um, schemes will work and some will not. There is a lack of success ahead for this president, I believe, in obstructing Mueller. But it may be a couple of months before we actually formally hear from Mueller. And I know that he may be informally speaking with Congress. So that's good. That's good. But eventually I do feel like we will hear from him. Seven of Keys represents how Trump will act or respond to Mcgahn's testimony and what the judiciary is likely to start taking action to do, what they're going to be moving to do, which is to speak to Mueller, which is, probably to silently begin impeachment proceedings. And Trump is the Seven of Keys. So he's standing on top of this mountain like he's some kind of winner. He's standing his ground. I'm outside, guys, so let's just wait for the plane to pass. He's standing his ground, acting like he's a winner, and he's possibly waiting for something. See how he seems to be waiting? Waiting on this red guy, this red president, waiting for this impeachment move. Hmm. Maybe he's waiting for some kind of presidential help. If this is Putin, or waiting for this presidential race to begin so he can use this to fuel his base. So I feel inclined to look back at this Archangel Gabriel again, real quick. This may be hold the key to what Trump is waiting for. I feel he's waiting for some powerful, influential help. Like, an angel would assist you, a powerful angel would assist you. He's waiting for some powerful, influential help. So I'm not perfectly sure who this King of Hearts is to Trump. I feel it is Putin. And maybe he wants Putin's help to win the 2020 election. He has a strong confidence that he will win. Trump has a lot of balls. He has a strong confidence that he will get a victory if he stands his ground. One of my Patreon subscribers said that they feel like he employs magical thinking. Yeah, I think he does. I most definitely feel he does. You know, the Bible says you can say to a mountain, "Be ye removed and cast into the sea," and if you have faith, it will be done unto you as you say it. I think he has definitely walked that talk. Although I don't think he believes in God, but I think he believes in himself. And magical thinking, faith, does work. It moves mountains. He has that kind of faith in himself. I feel like this is also saying that Trump maintains that he earned his position, he earned his status as president, right? On his own merits and on true votes. That he was not ascended to this position by his friend, his good friend, Putin. Even though he was, and he's waiting for more help. And he's going to be saying, people are trying to take me off my perch. They're trying to topple me off my mountain. Protect me. They should bar. Maybe, okay, that's a good question. Maybe I'll look, oh, donated. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I'm sorry I didn't see your name, but thank you for the super chats. Um, Much appreciated. um, or was I? So yeah, Trump is wanting that this impeachment. He wants this to the 2020 win, to get his base mad. They're trying to take me off my mountain. They're trying to topple me off my mountain, and he wants his base to fight for him. Um, he feels it will assure his next ascension, and it's a risky move. It's a risky play, but he feels that this, combined with his balls, his faith, and with the help of this dubious foreign president, Putin. Um, if this was tarot, this would be the Six of Swords reversed, and we know the Six of Swords reversed is repeating something bad, going back to a bad past, repeating a cycle, repeating a pattern. This is a repeat, guys. This is a replay of what got him there in the first place, and he's looking towards that, waiting for that again. Do not think any different. He is waiting to do it again. They are planning to do it again. And we know Trump was on the phone with Putin for an hour the other day. And if he gets ascended to the presidency a second time around, guys, he really will be a pharaoh. He will be the king of the north. This card clarifies below, Amore clarifies the king of the north below. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me just adjust my camera. It's too loose. And I lost my mic. Hold on. Okay, I have to be gentle. So we know the king of the north is up here. And this is clarified here by this Amore card reversed, the Cupid reversed. So I feel like this is, if this is Trump, and that I think this is just clarifying again. Love for him drops. I don't think he's going to get same kind of devotion that he got in 2016. I think a lot of people are going to see his actions as betrayal, his actions in connection with Putin as betrayal. There's a loss of love, cold feelings, unrequited love, right, in Trump's line. A loss in popularity, a loss in love for him. A big drop, separation and impeachment. This would be your divorce card, your separate card, your breakup card. So that's the reading, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it brought you some sort of clarity. Um, yeah. And if you have any suggestions for the next reading, I guess I should look into see if, sorry, I'm having problems with my sinuses right now. If I should look into see if Barr gets arrested. I would love to see that. Or if he will actually resign. I think that's going to be the next reading. All right, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit your notification bell. I hope so. Yeah, let's ask about Cohen too. Okay, so we'll look and see what's up with Barr and Cohen early next week. Oh, thanks, Edith. Kisses, kisses. Back to you. Thank you. You're welcome, guys. All right, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you hit your notification bell so you don't miss the next reading. Join me on Patreon if you haven't already, and subscribe, share my videos with your friends. Don't forget to check out the Love Attraction candles. I need your guys' testimony so that other people will be inspired. Trust me, you'll find love. You will get love. All right, guys. Blessings.